This week on Colts Up Close, Colts camp has arrived. We dissect the biggest position battles. Jim Irsay updates Robert Mathis and the Colts cheerleader calendar release party. All this week on Colts Up Close on CBS 4.
This is Colts Up Close.
The 2015 season is finally upon us. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Colts Up Close. I'm your host, Steve Andress, as we dissect over the next half hour every angle as training camp begins up at Anderson University. But first, today marked move-in day as preparations begin for the 2015 Indianapolis Colts. Dorm life, the players pulled up and unpacked into the halls of Anderson University this morning. We have raw interviews from move-in day in Anderson with the players and coordinators up right now on Colts.com. Feel free to pull up your second screen, watch them while you're watching the show. Go to Colts.com, click on the video tab, or watch them on the Colts mobile app, available for free on all your mobile devices. Here is the schedule for Colts training camp, presented by Verizon and sponsored in part by Bud Light, in case you wanted to go watch the Colts up in Anderson. The first practice is tomorrow. Colts City will open each day of Colts camp at 12:30 and close at 5 after practice ends. Kids Day, presented by Riley Hospital for Children, is the first day of practice tomorrow, August 2nd. The barbecue bash and night practice is Wednesday, August 5th, beginning at 5 o'clock. For the full schedule and more information on parking and bag policies, go to Colts.com and under the Team tab, click on Training Camp. Colts owner and CEO Jim Irsay also updated the status of Robert Mathis this past week as everybody continues to monitor his rehab for the upcoming season. Irsay told the Indianapolis Star Monday Mathis has not been cleared for on-field activities yet by team doctors. Mathis strongly told reporters at the end of OTAs that he wanted to play Week 1 at Buffalo. If Mathis begins training camp on the physically unable to perform list, he can be removed at any time. But any player that begins the regular season on the PUP list must then sit out the first 6 games. Here's what Irsay told the Star about Mathis, quote, "The good news is Robert is trending in the right direction. We're all very excited and pleased with the progress that he's making. The timetable is unknown. Will it be October 15th? Will it be September 15th? I really, at this point, no one knows. We just want to make sure that he's ready when it's time to go. He can come in, have a couple of years with us at this point in his career, and be the difference maker he was. We're really excited about the prospect. Really, it's only been good news." Mathis is 6th on the NFL active sacks list, just a half sack behind former teammate Dwight Freeney. Only Jared Allen, John Abraham, DeMarcus Ware, and Julius Peppers are ahead of the Colt and former Colt. Mathis's 111 sacks are the most in franchise history and 21st on the NFL all-time list. The other big news of the week was the release of right tackle Goster Cherilus last weekend and how that affects the unit tasked with protecting Andrew Luck. Cherilus started 100 of 104 career games between the Lions and Colts. He signed with Indianapolis in 2013 before starting in all 29 games he appeared in with the Colts. Multiple injuries last year, though, affected his production and ultimately sidelined Cherilus. Now, second-year offensive lineman Jack Mewhort is expected to move from left guard to right tackle. Colts.com beat writer Kevin Bowen and I broke down what to expect from Mewhort at that spot earlier this week in the Speedway Scouting Report on the Sharp Whiteboard. Most expect Jack Mewhort to step in at right tackle. We are breaking down what he did in his one start at right tackle in 2014, Week 17 at Tennessee. And admittedly, it took him about a quarter to get his feet under him. This first play in the first quarter, missed assignment.
And this is to be expected, Steve. Like you said, Jack Mewhort started 14 games at left guard for the Colts as a rookie, but the Colts felt comfortable at him at tackle for a couple reasons. He started at left tackle for last two seasons at Ohio State and then to the Senior Bowl following his senior year, Steve. At Ohio State, he played at right tackle. So the Colts felt like, as a second-round pick, they're getting a guy who could line up in multiple spots. But like you said, Steve, this is the season finale against Tennessee. No Joe Wrights, no Gosder Chairless. So Jack Mewhort is your starting right tackle. And again, this is a little bit of a miscommunication, a missed assignment. The blitzing safety is going to come. I don't know if Jack thought Lance Lewis was going to slide over or maybe Boom Herron was going to stay in the block, but a free runner at Andrew Luck is never a good thing.
He goes out, safety comes in, it's a free shot at Andrew Luck. Wasn't a sack, but still missed assignment from Mewhort.
In this entire line, you had A.Q. Shipley at left guard, you had Lance Lewis at right guard, you had subs all over the place. I highly doubt this five from left to right spent any reps together during training camp or the offseason program. Probably the practice that week was the only time that those five worked together. But as the game went on, you saw Jack Mewhort get better from a mental standpoint. Here's a 4th and 1. Jack Mewhort, again, lined up here at right tackle and does a great job on the play-action fake. Zerlon Tipton is going to come out here in the flat to make the catch. Does a great job sealing his man off.
Completely sealed right here. Zerlon Tipton, open lane to the flat for an easy 4th and 1 completion. And right there, perfect example of Mewhort evolving in the middle of the game, getting better in his pass protection. It leads to a big gain. And then, of course, as a run blocker, solid as always.
This is his bread and butter. This is that run grading style. You see the left guard characteristics now sliding over to right tackle. As Steve runs through the play here, you really see where his interior lineman mindset comes into play. He's able to pancake his opposing defensive lineman. Zerlon Tipton has a nice cutback here, and the Colts are able to get a nice gain. So, Steve, when you look ahead to training camp for Jack Mewhort, these type of plays aren't the biggest worry to me. It's more of what can he do on the edge? What can he do when he's out in space? Not those confined areas. You know he's going to excel in the run game and in those smaller areas. It's what is he going to do when he's out on an island, if you will? He's going to see that up in Anderson when you look at the outside rushers that the Colts have. And then Jared Allen for the Bears coming here to scrimmage during training camp. And Robert Quinn in the preseason for the Rams. Some of the game's best edge rushers. Jack Mewhort's going to see him in August before the live bullets start flying in September.
My thanks to Kevin Bowen. It's now time to welcome in a very special guest to this week's Colts Up Close episode. You know him as the former defensive coordinator for your Colts, but around these days, he's been one of the best analysts in the market. Rick Venturi joins me now, and we want to let you know that beginning week 1, Sunday mornings on CBS 4, Rick and I will be hosting a brand new show. You're going to wake up to football, give you the blueprint for what the Colts have to do on game day. It's called First Down with Coach Venturi. And Coach, I know we're excited to do this show, but in the meantime, we're getting prepared for training camp here. We're out in the heat. We're ready for the elements up at Anderson.
We are. We're making it realistic, and I'm really excited, Steve, about the show, doing it with you and doing it. I think we're going to have a blast. I think it'll be insightful. I think we'll have a good time with the fans. Love it. But as far as camp goes, for me, for a guy that's a football junkie and has been my whole life, this is the ultimate fix. I've said many times the 2 days that I miss the most from my former life is A, the first day of training camp, and B, the first day of the regular season. Yeah. So I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to get going next week.
When you are up there in Anderson, whether it's now as an analyst or when you were a defensive coordinator, what are you looking for in particular, and how will that apply to the 2015 Colts?
Well, I will be like everybody else in the first part of it. I will be very interested in the injury situation, the analyst part of me. Where is Vic Ballard, Thomas, and even a guy to me that I think is a little bit under the radar, Nate Irving. I think he could be a big guy. So you want to look at the injury situation. Obviously, the offensive line now has definition with Chairless out of there. Actually, you have definition with Mewhort moving over there. So now you want to see how this thing grows, how it comes together, because that could be a problematic area. You want to see the defense. How do the new guys, Langford, and I even consider Art Jones a new guy in that sense because of the injuries last year, Lowry, Cole, how do they fit along with the rookie class, and how can that defense improve incrementally, but how much? How much are the increments? But then from my standpoint, where I come off a little bit different in my niche in this market, and will always be because I love the science of the game, is I want to see where the X and O evolution is. I want to see how Pep utilizes now the stable of players that he has. Because it's not always that easy just because you have a lot of talent.
So many weapons.
Exactly, but he has to figure out how best to use Frank Gore, who is traditionally a power gap, heavy formation, more carries per game, he gets better. How does he mesh that? I call it meshing with now potentially the best receiver core here in years, the most explosive receiver core that you could be wide open all day, you could be heavy. So that's an issue. And then how does Greg Minuski on defense, how does he improve on things that hurt last year? The power gap running game, the inside passing game. What are they going to do evolution-wise with the new players? A little bit more dime defense, nickel defense. How are you going to help against heavy formations? And then probably the other thing, even though it won't be as apparent in training camp, is how do they manage these tremendous expectations that they have?
Many have them as the AFC favorite.
I mean, everybody from the local media to Stephen A. Smith. I mean, it's off the charts as to where this team is supposed to go. But it's a lot different when you're the hunted and not the hunter. And that's the issue, and it's early in training camp, it shouldn't be an issue, but as things goes on and you face adversity, you have to prove that you can handle that role.
This is my favorite part. I mean, it's not even the first day of practice yet. Coach Venturi's fired up. We're ready to go here on this show and also on First Down with Coach Venturi. Again, it's coming to you week 1, Sunday mornings on CBS 4. We are going to explain to you the blueprint for a Colts win on game day. You're going to wake up to football, get it with your coffee, with your Sunday paper, or on your iPad. I don't even know do people have Sunday newspapers anymore? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But, Coach, I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too,
It's going to
Steve.
be a
I can't
blast.
wait.
Still to come on Colts Up Close. Kevin Bowen will rejoin me. He will tell you which position battles that he has marked down at training camp. And also we'll take you to the Colts cheerleader calendar release party.